Do you ever feel like you're always judging others? Are you struggling with feeling like you don't meet your own standards or the standards of others? Today we're going to look at the parable of the speck and the log, where Jesus teaches us about the importance of not judging others. Let's dive in. The parable of the speck and the log is found in Matthew 7:1-5. It's a teaching by Jesus that addresses the issue of judgment and the need for self-examination before criticizing others. Let's break it down. So this is what Jesus said. Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you see the speck in your brother's eye, but pay no attention to the log in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when you yourself have the log in your own eye? You hypocrite, first take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye. Jesus begins by saying, do not judge. He's not telling us to never judge, but rather to be very careful when it comes to judging others. He says that we will be judged in the same way that we judge others. That's a pretty strong statement. It's a wake-up call for us to examine our own hearts and motives when it comes to judging others. Then he uses the imagery of a speck and a log to drive home his point. The speck represents a small fault or sin that someone else has. It could be something like a small blemish on their character or a minor offense. On the other hand, the log represents a much larger fault or sin that we ourselves have, but we are either unwilling or unable to see it. So what does Jesus want us to do with this realization? He tells us to first deal with the log in our own eyes. In other words, we must address our own major sins and faults before trying to correct the minor faults of others. It's a call for humility and honesty. We can't expect to be perfect judges of others if we're blind to our own imperfections. In biblical times, why should we do this? Because only then can we see clearly and help our brother or sister who has the speck in their eye. Until we deal with our own issues, we can't truly help anyone else. This parable is a powerful reminder for all of us. It tells us to be cautious in our judgments and to remember that we all have faults. Before we point them out in others, let's take the time to look within and deal with our own issues. Only then can we be agents of positive change in the lives of others. So let's take some time today to reflect on this teaching. Are there any areas where we might be judging others too harshly? Are there any logs in our own eyes that we need to deal with? Let's commit to deal with our own issues so that we can become the kind of people who can genuinely help and support others. Thanks for watching. God bless you, and remember, keep an eye on the logs in your own eyes.